Hey everyone, I'm Lori Keating and this is Kidlit Meet and Greet. I am here today with authors Lynne Marie and Heather Macht. Welcome, ladies.
Hey,
Thank
so
you.
great to be here.
So excited about our conversation today. Lynne, do you want to start us off and tell us a little bit about yourself and your books?
Sure. So my name is Lynne Marie, and I'm a multi-published award-winning author, and as is Heather, so we're always like feel very evenly matched. My I have a number of picture books, including Moldy Lex and the Three Scares, and then Hedgehog Goes to Kindergarten and a Hedgehog's 100th Day of School, which a lot of teachers know. My most recent being Broommates. And anybody who wants to see my books can just look me up. I don't want to take a lot of time from me because we love to talk about seasons of Kidlit.
Sure.
All right,
Okay,
thank you. I am also, as Lynn Marie said, multi-published. I write both picture books and chapter books. Some of my picture books are You May Just Be a Dinosaur and The Ant Farm Escape, which weave in really fun STEM facts about dinosaurs and ants. And then for chapter books, I have the Woodlot Monster Mysteries and the Mutant Critter Sitter. And like Lynn Marie said, we are very matched. We work well together and we love talking about seasons too.
that's awesome. Well, before we start talking about seasons of Kidlit, can you tell us a little bit about your journey to getting published?
Sure. I'll start since it seems we're alternating. So my journey was a long and winding road, as I often say, to quote the Paul McCartney song. Um, I started as far back as 1995 by going back to school, and I didn't get published till 2011. But I went to school for like 5 years before I even immersed myself in the Kidlit community. And I started with SCBWI about 2000, and I was avid conference goer. I didn't really submit because I really was focused on learning the craft and making it a business. And then I had my daughter in 2004, which threw me for a loop because she had special needs, but I still pretty much stayed learning and everything. And then when I did start submitting, I did achieve success. But I do attribute a really strong foundation in the craft of writing for kids and storytelling, and then a strong foundation in learning about the community and the publishers.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah,
That-
similar to Lynn Marie, I've been writing a very long time. I wanted to be a writer when I was younger. I remember actually having an author come to my school in elementary school and saying, "Man, I really want to do that one day. I really want to be on stage and talking about books and talking about writing." And at 18, when my teacher asked, "Hey, what do you guys want to do when you grow up?" I said, "I really want to be a children's author." And I this is before I even knew like the SCBWI existed. I'm still kicking myself for not being a part of that earlier. I didn't get involved with them until I actually had my first book contract signed. But in my spare time, I would, read every book at the library that was kid themed. I'd practice writing. I submitted, and from 18 to about 30 is so what, 12 years. I don't want to date myself, but it took 12 years to get a contract signed, and
Wow.
ever since then, I've been continuing down that path.
Wow. That's amazing. So, what challenges did each of you face along the way, and how did you overcome them?
Um, I would say there's more challenges now to keeping published and getting books every year than there actually were. Um, I do recommend realistic expectations. To learn your craft. And I did the same as Heather. Like I read every book, I typed out picture book skeletons, I took notes. So, it took us both about the same amount of time to get published. Like you can't really count my 4 years of, I mean, my 5 years of going to school. So basically our journeys are very similar, but we both learned our craft. Like that was something, there's something to be said for that, that we were definitely on a trajectory to success because we took it serious and looked like it as a business. Um, I, I think the market has shrunk a little bit, so that's part of the reason that it's more difficult. But uh, that's like that question's throwing me for a loop
Yeah.
because I didn't expect it to be easy or fast. I just expected that I had to know what I was doing, and the stories that I wrote had to get to a place where they would be a cut above the rest and stand out. Um, and I think rejection is part of it. I do think the part about rejection is like you really shouldn't be submitting early because that then it's a no, where if that book was in the right or that manuscript was in the right place where it should be, then it could have been a yes with the same editor. So I really, didn't submit a lot in the beginning. And when I did, I got either personal rejections or I got acceptances. So yeah. So I don't know, maybe maybe Heather will answer the question better.
Oh, I think that's great response.
Yeah, I do too. Similar to you, challenges along the way. Well, first, I was a businesswoman and I used to write professionally before I got my first book contract. So I used a lot of that experience and I thought, I'm a businesswoman and I can do this whole thing by myself. And it wasn't until I had my first book contract signed where the challenge was I was like, I really should have gone through an agent. So I started refactoring the way I was thinking. And that was a challenge getting agents. I have an amazing agent right now, Lynette Novak with the Seymour Agency. She's a powerhouse, but she just having that person to run by and any kind of idea, she'll say, hey, this is a good idea, or this might not sell right now. You might want to rewrite this. It's been awesome. So definitely a big challenge not having an agent and doing the query trenches alone, but overcame that with signing with Lynette, and then still as an author. I think Lynn Marie touched it on this, but it never gets easier. Every book is a hard sell. I had this idea that, hey, I'd get one book and everything would be like doors opening and butterflies everywhere. And that is not the case. You have to bring your A game and, be ready for rejection for every single manuscript you write.
That's absolutely true. Okay, so let's shift gears now and talk about Seasons of Kidlit. Okay, so how did that come about? How did you guys join together with that as well?
Well, I'm gonna just do it like a preface and then we'll turn it over to Heather and we could come back to me. But it's Heather's idea. And when she had the idea, I was like, what is wrong with me? Why didn't I come up with that? Because her and I, before Seasons of Kidlit, all our books basically have some kind of a holiday tie into Halloween. We both like love Halloween with all our heart, as well as every other holiday, big and small. But Heather came up with it, and because we were close friends, she shared it with me, and I was like, oh, I don't want to like, I don't impinge on your idea or whatever, but if you ever need help, you know that I'm your holiday girl, right? And she was like, sure, sure, I'll think about it. And then she's like, yeah, let's do it. And but anyway, it did come from Heather. It was her brainchild, so maybe we can hear from her about how it came about.
Yeah, thank you. So I was really active on Twitter a few years ago, and I had posted my dinosaur book and a picture of a chocolate Easter bunny T-Rex with it. And I said, hey, everybody, join along. And, what kind of Easter candy or holiday candy does your book pair well with? And it was really popular. And I realized, you know, in the query trenches, as we talked about, you're going to receive a lot of rejection. Sometimes it's just fun to celebrate little things and to be silly. So, as Lynn Marie said, my favorite holiday in the world is Halloween. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to have the whole kid-like community come together and trick or treat? And the whole idea behind that was for the whole month of October, will feature a different kidlit author or illustrator during the day. They'll answer 5 short questions and they'll offer either a trick, which is a way to, improve your writing or improve your illustrating or submitting, or offer a treat, which could be a manuscript critique, skip the slush pile pass for some of the publishers that joined us, or a signed book. So anything. And I had actually asked Lynne Marie if I could interview her about Moldy Locks. Am I saying that right?
Goldilocks,
Moldy
yeah.
Locks. Okay, it's been a long day already.
I know.
Sorry, I started really early this morning. But Moldy Locks, and she said yes, and that's where she offered to join. And I'm so glad because we've been friends for well over a decade. We have very similar interests and personality, and she's just so much fun to work with. So ever since then, we've paired up, and I was initially just planning on the whole trick or treat portion and maybe just doing this once a year. And she's like, let's expand this and do it yearly. And it's been so much fun. We love celebrating year round.
Yeah, and it's a super fun idea, and it really blesses a lot of writers. So what you guys are doing is really amazing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We love to give back to the community, with these I would say like you can learn something from every interview we do, even if you're not a prize winner or if it doesn't have a prize. So we're giving back to the community in that way. And it's just so fun for us because we love to celebrate big holidays and small holidays, and it just adds a lot of joy. And just in case, like I don't want to forget for us to say this year, besides of all of our pop-up holidays, we're gonna have 13 days of Halloween and 12 days of winter holidays. So those are
Ooh,
really big events to look forward to, and we might even do a summer event. So yeah.
fun. Well, that's exciting. Okay, so what advice? I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, but any other advice that either of you would have for creators that are in the querying or submission trenches right now?
Um, Yeah, so if we're gonna keep it on holiday books, we don't have to, I know, but for holiday books, it should be something else that transcends the holiday just a bit. So there's a possible chance that it can exist outside of the holiday and have longevity. Um, Holiday books, and Heather will attest, they're a hard sell, but also people are looking for them. So if it's timing, I think, with the holiday books, that if they're looking for a holiday book and you have a good story, well written, then you have a good shot, right? But if they're not looking for a holiday book, that makes it harder. So you have to know your market is an important thing, and know the publishers that are looking for those type of books yearly. And that's what happened with me for Brewmates. I was at a Girl Power Hour and the publisher said that they were looking for holiday books, and I'm like, I have one in my trick or treat bag. I'm gonna pull it out and brush it off. And I sent it in and she was like, I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. Oh my gosh, it's
Me too.
super cute story.
Yeah, I agree with Lynn. I would say even if you are writing something not holiday themed, do your research, stay up to date on what's getting published and why. And it's so cliche to say don't give up, but I've received hundreds and hundreds of rejections. I'm sure Lynn Marie has. I'm sure you have, Lori. Don't give up. Just keep honing in on your craft and remembering why you're doing this.
Yes, absolutely. Great advice. Okay, so ladies, where can we find out more about Seasons of Kidlit and your future projects?
Well, Heather can go first because that beautiful, beautiful website is all her like creative work and colors and design. So take it,
Well,
Heather.
thank you. First, I don't recall if I touched on this, but I'm an IT manager during the day. So building websites is fun for me. And I went to school for fine arts and graphic design. So I appreciate it. I love the website too. Of course, it's trick or treat themed. It's very Halloween themed, but we do have other holidays, especially in our main logo. To keep up to date, I would say the biggest thing to do would be to follow us on Facebook. We have a lot of posts there. Lynne's been sharing daily posts and books that kind of go along with like the week or the holiday of the day. Also, subscribe. We give tidbits on what's coming up. So we have some newsletters that have been going out or little sneak peeks on what's coming up. So I'd say do those two things. And you can follow us on, I'm on Twitter. I know Lynne Marie's on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. So yeah, follow us. We'd love connecting.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and I'll just add to that because during, definitely follow us because you'll get mentor texts and comp books are very important to know and be well versed in. We're always sharing book recommendations, just for to read or to use as a comp or mentor text. Um, and when we do our events, especially the Halloween and the winter holiday one, we do have publishers who share insights and giveaways. So this is something that's there's nothing else like it out there. That's why I always applaud Heather for coming up with it. And there's holiday books that fit in like every day of the year. Today was I love my pet day. So I posted this really excellent book for pacing and just being kid friendly and repetition. Prudence Wants a Pet. So we're always like sharing like teachable books or teachable moments. Like that book I recommend everybody check out because there's so much to be learned from it and that they should type it out for the pacing. But yeah, there's just so much that you're missing out if you're not like following it because we bring everything we just love what we do. We bring everything to the table. We share as much as we can. With others and so kind of paying it forward or giving it back, however you want to look at it. And as far as me, you can follow me at my website, which is my name, and then Heather should give hers after, but it's literally linmarie.com. It's a beautiful website, and I guess you'll have an idea of who designed it. Heather. She did a beautiful, it's just honestly a beautiful website, just like Seasons of Kidlet. She's really good at what she does. And when you go to my website or her website or Seasons of Kidlet, you see that she's a person who has a child's heart and loves fun and just exudes that. It's like very inspiring to be around.
aw, I love your guys' relationship. How did you actually meet? Was it before Kidlit or through Kidlit?
It was through Kidlit. I
Kidlet.
recall when I got my very first book published, Lynne Marie reached out to me and asked me to be on the story behind the story, which was a really fun blog that she runs on her website. And I said yes, and we've been connected ever since. So again, over a decade, we worked together at Rate Your Story a little bit as well, and now through Seasons of Kidlit. So
That might have been where we met though.
the I think it was when you reached out to me personally, or it could have even been through an
Right.
SCBWI group or something. But I
Yeah,
remember it
you
was
know,
like early on.
see, we don't remember because when we met, we were just like friends. Like it didn't, there was no like real line. It was like we connected as if we had been friends for a long time, and we love so much of the same things. And even our writing, I have to say, has some similar sensibilities. Like my
Oh,
stuff's very unique, her stuff is very unique, and we just we're very evenly matched as far as the effort we put into our books and what we put forth. Um, so yeah, we
that's
it was,
great. So
yeah.
have you ever met in person or has it always been through Zoom?
No, we
We
met
met in
in
person. We're actually hanging out together next weekend at the Amelia
Bell.
Island Book Festival. We're going to a fancy schmancy cocktail party together, like a
Wow.
kickoff, and we both are going to be presenting at one of the same schools. We've met at different conferences as well, but yeah, she's just as wonderful in person as she is on Zoom.
Aw.
And really so is Heather. Like we just have so much fun. Like so it's like double the fun when we get
Yes.
together.
That's so exciting. So are you guys alike or opposite? Just curious.
I think very much alike. What do you think, Lynn?
I would say very much alike.
That's neat.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, this has been so much fun, ladies. I have enjoyed meeting you. I hope someday I get to meet you both in person too. And I mean, being so close in Florida, right, Heather? You're in Florida?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
Lynn Marie, where are you located?
So I still have a house in Florida, so I'm also Florida, but I right now I'm in a house in New York. So I'm going
Okay.
back and forth. In fact, when we see each other, and celebrate everything that we're gonna celebrate, um, I'll be in Florida in Amelia Island. So, and then I'm gonna go to my Florida house for a little bit and then come back up here.
That's all. I found out about the Amelia Island uh, book festival too late, so I didn't get a chance to sign up for it, but maybe next year.
Yeah,
So
that'd be great to have you go and meet you in person as well.
Yeah, we hope to see you there one year.
sounds exciting. All right. Well, it has been great chatting with you both. I thank you so much for coming on and joining today and
Thank you
sharing
for
all
having
your great
us.
advice. Yeah. I
Yeah,
hope
thanks
you
for having us and spreading the word about Seasons of Kidlet because we really love to make the party even bigger there. So do follow our Facebook page and sign up for emails from our website.
definitely. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.